I would like to contribute to this event with a discussion that it's about value proposition that a health insurer should search on the market and provide it to the all involved stakeholders in the process of care. In order to carry on this discussion with you, I would like first to pose 4 questions that will be very important for understanding where the value is coming from, and how to approach the challenges of the digitalization in healthcare industry, which is definitely related to the payers. So how much the payers really understands who the customers are. So how much the payers, so the insurers, are able to leverage the digitalization or the digital tools in this, let's say, disruptive environment. How much are they able and how they are able to partner proactively when designing the, say, customer-centric or patient-centric journey, and how much they are able to understand, evaluate the value that they provide or that their competitors are providing when addressing the topic of patient centricity. So these are the 4 points that we'll be discussing, and during the presentation we'll get a proper answer on all 4 of them. Let's start with points that insurers already were well able to cover. Definitely using digital technology that is user-centric. This is something that all main insurers were well able to do already in past decades when going to the market, when entering their customers' homes. They were able to sell different kind of services like travel insurance, car insurance, home insurance, also health insurance. They were well able to establish platforms for collaboration, for long-term partnership in terms of how to manage long-term relation with a partner, which is an agent, how to manage the long-term relation with the customer, who is insuree in your case. They were also, or you were also, well able to adopt the mobile technologies in order to ensure even better interaction in all kinds of conditions, within the home, outside the home, within the working environments, for professionals, for non-professionals. You were also well able to understand what kind of benefit digitalization provides to you and all involved parties in this process. PARSEK was one of the leading companies in the region so far, helping different insurers to go online and to source different kind of values. But as whatever we saw now in the last 4 slides, we can also say that it's already a commodity, seen, adopted, used, and we know what the value is behind. I would like to point out, as the chair started, I would like to go into the e-health, m-health. I would like to go back to the digital care, which was my initial slide. And why? Because this is one of the fields of the innovation where the payers, where the insurers should strive for innovation. Why? Because here we can see 6 stakeholders. And we find the health insurer, the payer, definitely in the driving seat of the changes, in the driving seat of the innovation. Why? Because the insurer is the one that can propose new products for different target groups. For example, for chronic care, for example, for young families, for example, for pregnant women, for example, for corporate health. Yes, it's on your table to propose new models, new packages for them. It's also on your table to provide the new services, the services that we as patients, that we as citizens need. For example, as in all complex industries, we are used to use the so-called account managers, which in healthcare industries are called care managers or case managers. This is something that we definitely need on a daily basis. And this is something that a health insurer can provide on the table. The health insurer, or the insurer as such, can also well address the next 9 challenges that I will go together with you through and transform those challenges into opportunities. The first one, definitely fragmented information. We all know that in the healthcare, the information is very much fragmented. And what it brings, so that we all are paying for procedures that contribute very little to what we are paying for the healthcare improvement, let's say, healthcare status improvement. And on the other hand side, as we were speaking, it's very important to have, let's say, good data in order to understand who our customers are. Are you able to understand from the data that are provided in the healthcare service providers and other healthcare-related institutions what and who really your customers are and what they are getting? Not much. The challenge number 2. So we all know that what happens when we are exiting the GP office. We stand in front of the office in most occasions of the time with the referral letter, and we don't know if to go left, right, in front, wherever. So we are paying the same package or similar packages of the insurance, healthcare insurance, and we are getting a completely different service in terms of quality, time, transparency. We don't know what we are going to face after getting a referral letter. We don't know anything. Is this something that we are used to have in other industries? Car industry, telco industry, banking industry. In all these industries that are quite mature, we, in most occasions, know if I pay that amount, I will get similar or the same value as the other guy who will pay the similar or same amount. Here, not sure. Challenge number 3, time consuming, definitely. We know that because of all administrative glitches, the healthcare services are, let's say, hard to access or nearly impossible to access, which is not a big problem when I'm entering into the, let's say, into the institution, in the relation to the institution once because of some small things. But when I'm getting older, when I'm getting chronically ill, this becomes a great problem because the interactions are several per day, per week, per month, and so on. Challenge number 4. Nobody knows what happens with the patient between the visit number 1 and visit number 2 and visit number 3 and 4 and so on. So the visit number 1, so the doctor that gave me the referral letter to go on the visit number 2 never knew if I really reached the visit number 2 and when and what happened on the visit number 2. I may decide that I don't go. I was very late. I might die in between. Nobody knows. So nobody knows what was the consequence of the prescription I got for certain medicine between the visit number 1 and visit number 2 or something else. They don't know if the medication reacted well. It was not well because I didn't take it. I didn't take it on regular basis. So, but the insurer at the end of the day pays everything for the visit number 1, 2, 3, 5, and all the consequences related. So why it's very important for the insurer and for the patient that this loop is closed. As we said, so all what we are paying, it's producing enormous amount of documentation that poorly contribute to what the outcome should be. So better care. And on top of that, with all the documentation available, nobody really knows who this person is and what is wrong with this person. We come to the number 6, already starting a bit more proactively, what to offer in order to go out of this loop. No? So definitely, as it was heard before from the previous speakers, definitely not going to copy-paste the offline processes to the online processes. Offline offering to online offering, definitely not. But to design the packages in the way that are user-centric, target group-centric. So to understand what is the value that the target group or the single patient would like to have in order to best treat his, her condition, definitely. For example, as I said already before, in complex industries, we are always assisted by account managers. Why? Because this is proven as a success case. I would also like to have a case manager to treat my condition, to treat my mother's condition, my children's condition, and that this person will design the care pathway for me, that this person will book appointments for me, that I will have the opportunity to chat with this person, that I would like that this person says, look, please use this and these suggestions in the process of care in order to be proactively involved in the process. So to contribute to your health situation and not being just passive, as we are now as patients. How to reach these patients? Yeah, definitely, as we heard also today, using interactive, intuitive, mobile-ready technologies. But are we sure that this is enough? In most occasions, not. Yes, it's cool, but it's not enough if there is no value behind. And the value is always sourced by the service, by the solution to my problem. And as we learned also from other industries, the value should go along with my needs. And are the needs of all the patients, of all the citizens, the same when they are, let's say, ill, or when they would like to prevent some things related to the health? No, it's not. Like all the cars that we can go outside of this hotel, all the cars are configured and look like and have different functionalities, and we were the ones who configured the cars according to our budget, needs, colors, whatsoever. And also in this industry, we have to go into the direction of doing customer centricity, patient centricity, providing them the options to design the product, which is process of care in our own way. So complementary offering should be oriented into how the other industries are working, so offering additional services that we as patients can use when treating or preventing our care. It's not only about patients, it's also about professionals. The interaction will never happen if the professionals won't be stimulated. And we have to understand that we have nurses there that are fighting with breakdowns, with burnout and so on. We have to help them, we have to take them into account. We have doctors that would like to improve the healthcare as such every day, and we also have to take them into account from the domain and from the financial point of view when going online. If not, the interaction there will not be. So in PARSEK, with all our knowledge from before and current knowledge and so on, we are addressing kind of challenges with one of our 6 solutions, which is called managed care, and it's embracing the interests of all 6 involved stakeholders in the process of care. But as I said, I think that it should start from the insurance. Imagine the following scenario, that the healthcare insurer who would design a special package for a chosen group, for example, chronic care, preventive care, rehabilitation care, would design it together with partner care provider and would design the standardized workflow for each and every treatment they would like to address with so-called managed care contracts. And the doctors, the coordinating doctors, would be always using the same care pathway for all patients this doctor will treat. And that this doctor will always involve all the other professionals which are part of the treatment. In this way, this doctor will be able to treat much more patients. Why? Because these patients will know what it's all about, because they both will be communicating and using the same intuitive platform. And at the end of the day, this care provider will be able to employ more doctors, treating more patients, generating more revenues, and this healthcare insurer will be able to scale this product across all the region and all the country, and providing to their insurees the same process of care wherever they would approach or need this. This is how the doctor and the patient would be treating daily and weekly needs. These are appointments, drugs, whatsoever the certain person needs, and both of them will see what was happening and what will happen during the week, during the month, and so on. The doctors or the care managers will be able to see how their patients are able to comply over therapy and over tasks, and see if somebody is complying or not. They will be able to access their vital parameters, they would be able to access their medical documentation, all and the same. They will be able to see what are the alarms, what are the notifications, and if somebody is responding or not. In this way, the insurers are changing the business model as such, making it from passive to proactive, making it from non-sexy to a sexy one. Why? Because we are, in this way, the insurer, it's not selling threat, but solutions to the problems that we all have. And starting with the values, closing with the values. So in this way, the insurer, it's providing or sourcing the value from three sources. Digitalization of healthcare services, which improve the collaboration between professionals and non-professionals, that provides better positioning, which finish with retention and acquisition towards insurees, improvement of processes, so better quality, sustained costs, better compliance, and definitely more revenues and coming from additional services and from incentives for new products.